As you can see, the website is back online. We had a serious server problem in the last 2 days. It was a hard disk failure, to be precise. So in case you're wondering why you couldn't reach the website, the problem was at our end. Looking at seismic activity from the last 2 weeks, magnitude 5.6 and greater, do not see really much, nothing over 6 magnitude. Borderline 6, that's all we had actually. The last one occurred yesterday, a 5.9, borderline 6. MEC says 5.9. According to the GFZ, it is a 6.0 on the southern mid-Indian ridge, and that happened yesterday morning at 10:28 UTC. And if you look up the previous video, I said that around a 6 would probably be a bit more critical due to some critical geometry, but it wasn't expected to be much. Another borderline 6 happened on February 23rd. Yes, we have to go back 2 weeks, and that was in the Iran-Turkey border region. And a borderline 6 also happened in Indonesia, the Tenenbaum region, 5.9 according to EMC. Again, GFZ says 6.0, and that happened on February 26th. So again, nothing much happened, but we also didn't have really critical geometry, no convergence of planetary alignments or anything like that. But that is going to change because tomorrow we're going to have 3 alignments converging, 2 of which with the Earth. So let's have a look. I selected tomorrow 1300 hours, and we see Venus in alignment with Mercury and Mars. We see Earth in an alignment with the Sun and Neptune, and it's almost full moon at the same time. And this is the first alignment with the Earth, and almost at the same time Earth is also in alignment with Venus and Uranus. And I'm pretty sure that this is going to trigger increased seismic activity, most likely from the 9th to the 11th. To be on the safe side, 8-12, and I'm talking about larger seismic activity, magnitude 7 plus, and I wouldn't be surprised to see an 8-pointer coming up. We did have 7.7 in January, but overall, looking at larger seismic activity since July last year, there hasn't been really much. And this is such a convergence of planetary alignments that could trigger really large seismic activity, well over 7 magnitude. In Sol page, we see the 3 alignments converging tomorrow. Venus, Mercury, Mars will be early in the morning at 5:18 UTC, followed by Earth, Sun, Neptune at 12:25, and then Earth, Venus, Uranus several hours later at 1937. And then within 24 hours, also Venus, Sun, Saturn. There were also 4 alignments converging within 24 hours prior to the 7.7 on January 28th. And that's what can happen with a convergence of planets like this. Back to Sol page, if we look at the SGI chart, we see here the total view of critical geometry. There's quite something going on here around the 8th. If we look at the 7th, this looks quiet. And if you look at the 11th, this also looks relatively quiet, but you can clearly see that there is something going on here on the 8th and 9th. We also have a peak coming up here on the 12th. That will be Mercury, Sun, and Uranus. This could also be a bit critical here because the moon is peaking at the same time, so we may have additional larger seismic activity following this peak here, and that will be on the 13th, maybe 14th. But right now our focus is here on the 8th, and we could really see pretty large seismic activity in the next few days. Looking at the LG PG version of the SGI chart, we see the green peak. This is the lunar peak, 15 on the index. That will be tomorrow, but we also see the red peaks. And if you have red peaks and green peaks converging like this, that means that we have to be on high alert. We also see this on the 12th, so 13th, 14th, usually within about 2.5, 3 days, sometimes 4 days. But usually 2.5, 3 days following the peaks, we see larger seismic activity coming up. So my estimate right now is 10, maybe 11th. But if it arrives early, it may already be on the 9th. So to be on the safe side, from the 8th to the 11th, we may see large seismic activity. So be on watch just in case. And like I said, if it arrives later, it will be around the 11th. Or even the 12th following the second lunar peak. Sometimes that happens. As always, we do not know where the next large seismic activity is going to occur. Currently high on my list is the west coast of North America, possibly California, Cascadia or Alaska, but also the Aleutian Islands, the North Pacific in general, could even be on the side of Japan. It's been a while since larger seismic activity occurred in this region of the planet. But if you are in a quake-prone area, be on watch. It could also be South America, New Zealand. Other areas where we have not seen large seismic activity for some time is Western India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, but also China. So make sure you have a quake plan in place if you are in a vulnerable area. Always check out the website and our social media pages, Facebook and Twitter, for the latest updates. Be safe everyone. Until next time.
Purim is looking like a very strong time, sisters and brothers. Be alert. Love you all. This is God's gifts. This is from the 8th to the 12th, a 7.0 or greater. He said even possibly an 8. I love you. Be blessed.